Grand Rising Collective. So coming on here because I wanted to I had just a bit of a message, something on my mind, and I wanted to come on here and talk about it. I want to start off by saying that people have no idea how traditional ways, traditional upbringing affects their children, whether it be your children, your grandchildren, niece, nephew, cousin. It doesn't matter. But the older generation, I shall say, when I speak of tradition, and my ancestors know, I shall say, first and foremost, that this isn't no disrespect because they know the deal. You know what I'm saying? They have transcended. So they know the deal. But people need to understand how, and I'm putting this out here because I know myself, I have offspring, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking to other feminines or masculines that may have offspring as well. We do not need to pass toxic traditional traits on to our offspring. It needs to stop. Okay? It needs to stop. This is one of the number one causes, to me, for failed relationships. Okay? People have no idea sometimes the type of people that walk into, that could possibly pop up or could possibly been sent into your life or your family member's life as a partner. You have no idea. You have no idea. You don't know that person's purpose, especially if sometimes you're an outsider looking within. You're watching from the outskirts of the situation. But at the end of the day, it just all boils down to toxic traditional traits, generational curses. And I'm almost sure that I have a podcast up already about but no, I think that podcast is the Black Sheep podcast. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go and check that out. That's my one and only podcast, I think, on this channel. So, but people, this is like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I see other people go through it. And it bothers me, to see others go through it, to see others not recognize the signs. Because me personally, it took me, I want to say, my goodness, I want to say, to finally instill boundaries. I want to say it took me, last year, November of last year, I could feel myself gradually going, the divine was gradually pulling me into that energy, because like I said before, be careful who you fuck with. Okay? Be careful who you fuck with. And they, of course, have bird's eye view of your circumstances, what you may be going through with your family. And I know I'm speaking to the heart of people out there. But they see the circumstances, your guides, the divine Holy Spirit, they see what you're going through. Okay? They have a bird's eye view of what you're going through. So it was a situation where the divine literally snatched me because of certain things. And I want to say, like the early part of that year, I want to say the early part of 2000, maybe like 2018, I want to say around 2018 or 2016, is when I started making a small shift. I started making somewhat of a small shift. And then last year is really when things set in for me. And I just, I do a lot of sitting by myself, and learning me and loving on me, and, just self-awareness, learning myself, learning what I don't like, what I do like, my triggers, reflecting on my childhood, and the things that I may have went through up until now, because I'm still, unfortunately, enduring things. But it's finally got to a point, like I said last year, November, it finally got to a point where I started setting boundaries. I started setting boundaries, because when I tell y'all, I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look nothing like what I've been through. And I don't know if I've said it on this platform before, but you always have to, and I know for sure, my discernment, and spirit made me look at the phrase, keep your family close or your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And that phrase, at first I used to take that phrase at face value. I never turned that inside out. And let me tell y'all something. That phrase, Spirit came to me and said, turn that inside out. Turn it inside out. And if you take that phrase and reflect it, your family will stab you in the back way quicker than a stranger. Okay? A friend, someone you may have grown up with, will stab you in the back quicker than a stranger or someone you may have known for a couple years. A friendship you may have developed within a couple years. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. It's sad that it's like that. But I know that my journey, I've been on this journey simply because I have a purpose. I have a place here. And it's to open the eyes of others. It's to heal others. Because I know for a fact a lot of people wouldn't have been able to sustain the shit I've been through unless you have a higher calling on your life. And a lot of us, I'm pretty sure the ones that, that are chosen, you would agree, you've endured some shit, some shit that will break down the average Joe. You have endured some shit. So, and a lot of times too with this traditional upbringing, the older people, or the people who came up in this time frame, I shall say, they are never apologetic. They're never apologetic. They tend to want to deflect, use a lot of those traditional generational curse terms, like I'm your mom or I'm your dad, I can take you out of here, I gave birth to you, all that shit. And they don't get how that's like stamping, just stamping that into your life, into your I would say into your life. And some things, that may have been said to you, you will never forget, you will never forget it. But I'm here, and the purpose of this podcast entry is to let you know, if you are a parent, if you do have offspring, please do not pass these things down to your offspring. Okay? It's nothing wrong with teaching them how to cook in the kitchen. Okay? It's nothing wrong with them having chores. Okay? Excuse me. Those are the type of traditional things that should, trickle down. That's not detrimental to the child. And when I was speaking of, things trickling down into relationships, because a person may not have been properly loved or made to feel worth it or worthy, they don't know what it is. They don't know what it feels like. They don't know when the true love or worthiness, that person that comes along and can truly offer them love or can truly offer them worthiness, or is not a moocher or a gold digger or money hungry or, just out to get them, but someone who uplifts them, encourages them, who will buy just because gifts, who's a nurturer, who makes sure, you don't have to lift a finger if when your dinner's ready. They're not used to that type of stuff. They think everybody is out to get them. And see me, I have some fire in my natal, but my sun, moon, and rising, I'm all water. All water. And I'm a very highly, highly, highly intuitive person. So I go off energy. I go off energy. And I've had those times when I wouldn't trust, I wouldn't trust myself, or I felt like I felt as if my gift was, I would call it a gift and a curse at the same time. And Spirit wasn't having it. Spirit wasn't having it. Spirit told me, you need to be more confident. You need to be very confident. Always trust your discernment. Always trust your intuition. And what you have is a gift, period. So it took me to suck it up, accept it, not listen to those who are envious, because you will have people who are envious of what the divine has for you. They will become very envious, and they will do some snakish shit. Very snakish. Sometimes right under your nose. And the most dangerous people are those who can lie with a straight face. But you have to understand, when you're chosen, the divine will intervene. If Spirit sees you just being scolded and just be treated as a doormat, Spirit is going to intervene. Your guides will intervene, because enough is enough. It's enough. And a lot of times as empaths, intuitive beings, divine feminine, divine masculines, we love extremely hard. We love extremely hard. We've been through some shit, but we will still love extremely hard. And I will always say, because I never understood why, whenever I would get into a relationship, and I would sometimes not even just like it could be a relationship or friendship, or sometimes even with family. And I would always say, and I would be dead ass serious, I love with all of me, because I feel like I have a tremendous amount of love to give around, to pass out, And I've been hurt a lot, but I'm not a bitter person. I believe heavily in love. I love love. So, I never understood why I couldn't give my all, Why leave a little? Why can't I give all of it? I never understood that. So, one day, I can't remember who I was watching. And in the reading, it was talking about not the purpose, and I feel like, and I know Spirit did this just so I could hear it and get it, because I never got it. Nobody could ever give me a answer that made sense, but Spirit came through and said, the reason why you don't give someone your all, love them with all of you, because sometimes it can turn into you idolizing them. And y'all know the Most High don't have that idolizing shit. So when I heard that message, I understood thoroughly. I got it. I got it, because I don't idolize anyone. I I like certain celebrities, but I don't idolize anyone. But I would say, in my relationships, especially a recent, I was idolizing this person, because they were someone different than what I was used to. Because I was led to, date someone different than I was used to, different than what I was used to. So I ended up idolizing this person, and it was like, Spirit was like, no. But, yeah, the message for today, is just banish, bind, reject, cut, throw out, throw away, declare and decree that none of these generational curses and stigmas remain within you, remain within your aura, your spirit, and never ever penetrates or pass on to your offspring and the offspring of your offspring and their offspring, and so on and so forth. May it be, and so it is. I hope you all enjoyed this podcast and today's message. Definitely interact down below in the comment section. I look forward to, seeing what you guys have to say. If you're not subscribed to this channel, definitely subscribe. I'm trying to get my channel to 1K. If you're not following me on TikTok, go over and follow me on TikTok at Melanite_Queen. And if you're not following me on IG for this particular YouTube platform, follow me at the._Piscean Goddess. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Love, peace, and ascension.